We have a bunch of mockingbirds near work, and more I really like those things.
Not sure who that guy is. That's the unknown bird. I gotta look him up.
He's a thing.
That's a bluebird there, a female bluebird. The greens up there are interesting. I
Yeah,
wonder who's doing
right.
that. It's a little different here.
Oh, yeah. It's more subdued there.
Mm.
I wonder
I thought that
why.
was a skunk at first. You get closer to those than I do.
Wonder why the pictures decided to resize.
Cats lounging around.
That's what they do best.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Reese.
Race.
Yeah, Sunday they have a
That's a cat.
race.
What was it?
It's a hospice 5K at the Woodside Cemetery Mother's Day race.
What was the one that was downtown?
Flying
Flying
pig.
pig.
Flying pig, yeah.
Point, 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 point.
My nephew didn't run in it this year. Or not my nephew, my cousin. His dad asked him, "Why didn't you run it this year?" He said, "Daddy killed me." I said, "I gotta do training for that now." Him and his buddy used to run it. They ran it for 8 years without doing anything for it
Oh,
at
is
all.
that right? Just out of the blue, just no,
Yeah,
no
they just-
training.
Yeah, they put on. I don't know if you ever seen them, but they wore the hospital gown with like fake butts on the
Yeah.
rear end. They were pretty well known.
They would run the whole marathon
Yeah.
without training. How many hours did it take? 6?
Oh no, it's.
With 6, you could walk at a very
I
comfortable
was say,
pace.
they usually finished in the front.
Really.
But not training?
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, they're not the guys
I'm
that
skeptical.
But
Finishing at the front without training.
My kid started dating a girl that runs and went in flying pig year before last and just trounced her. And I mean, she's been running for years and he
She
never
made-
ran. I mean,
And he outran her,
Yeah.
trounced her.
yeah, I told him, don't do that.
Don't do that.
what was funny
You're
is their
hurting your
stories-
cause.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, I mean, he's not as young as he used to be, so, but
Oh, it makes me
they always
hurt.
thought they'd win that. You know, there's always some
Yeah.
60-year-old guy who leaves them in the smoke like they were.
Mm-hmm.
There was a 97-year-old ran the half marathon this year. He had been running for his whole life, though. Ran in high school. 97 years old.
Still running.
So,
More power to him.
real wiry, kind of short guy.
So Leroy's going to preside over the summer sessions. He's preliminarily agreed to preside over the summer meetings. Get him in practice for
That'll be 2 Pepsis
Order,
instead
order.
of 1.
Order.
That's 2 Pepsis instead of 1. Then.
God, I can't drink. I can't drink 2 Pepsis at one time.
Well, you just get a straw that goes down both.
Goes down at the same time. Hey, that's an AC.
Yeah, I got my fan put
Fan,
in.
got your fan.
Is it working now?
I'm Jim, and this is nothing going on. I got the fan in. It's ready to go. It ran twice, which is twice as much as the last fan ran. So it's run twice, and I'm probably going to try it out again tomorrow. So yeah, it works.
Well, your grass is nice and lush.
That's that green thing.
Oh, okay.
Here's the green.
Well, that
grass.
looks more real. That looks like
I don't know.
psychedelic
TV
wow
optics.
green.
It's
Acid
it's
grass.
TV filtered.
So that's all it's going to take. I got bird pictures, which I was showing a little earlier. This is I'm Jim, and this is what I'm doing
Or your
here.
cat.
This is my. There's the indigo bunting. They're pretty birds. If you ever see them, they're really a deep, deep blue.
That's probably close. Is that closer to the right green?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
It was a setting in the TV.
Oh, okay.
That looks more like a real green.
Yeah, that's better.
Not a fake TV green.
This is the bird. There we go again. That's the unknown bird.
He has to classify.
And that's a
the
bluebird. That's a
bluebird.
female bluebird. And that's it.
That's it. You're up, Steve.
I'm Steve. That's it. It's easy.
I'm Leroy. That's it. It's easy.
You got to add something.
Oh!
You got something
Hi.
to show?
Eventually, when it's time to show stuff,
all
I'll show
vintage
stuff.
show
computing.
next.
James, yeah,
Mike, I'm here.
here, yeah.
Kenny, okay.
Oh, Mike, your extender.
Oh yes, it's working.
You got it working? Works good?
He's actually got it working.
His
Yay.
extender, we're talking about Wi-Fi here, guys.
Wi-Fi extender.
Okay.
I'm Barry. Got the last part that came in for the project, of course, from eBay. Had gone through a conveyor belt, and the side of the package is missing, along with all the container.
Oh, nice.
So you got an empty box.
I got an empty envelope. So
How'd that happen?
they weren't too keen about sending replacement parts either. They said, well, we'll split the cost. And I was like, well, that doesn't do any good. I still spending half the price and I still have an empty thing and I still need the parts. So allegedly they're sending me replacements. And I thought that box was my new soldering iron until late last night when I got an email from Alibaba saying, hey, you got your, or AliExpress saying you got your servo motors according to our records. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
that's not my soldering iron.
Speaking of the soldering, I found one little tiny bit cheaper on eBay.
Did you?
It was here in the States, so I'm not waiting for it from China, and I paid a little bit less for it.
Yeah. Well, I bought it from. I'd say it was on Amazon.
You brought it
yeah,
from
it's
Amazon.
American. Yeah,
Yeah.
So it was like I'm supposed to have it by the end of I think Monday or something.
Yeah, mine's supposed to be here Monday.
So
It looks like a really good soldering
I
iron.
was gonna say the dude gave it really high reviews.
It's a soldering station. It's got the heat gun and an iron, which, you know, whatever, goes up to 480 C.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Interchangeable.
Tips.
You control it. You can control the temperature. You know, and it's got a digital reading, so it actually tells you what the temperature is. The heat gun comes with like 5 tips,
Yeah.
and the soldering iron comes with like 4 or 5 tips.
Cool.
And then they give you like some bonuses that aren't really part of the deal, I guess. It's just bonuses.
You know, I was looking at the concept was, do I drop $100 on the Heiko, or do you spend 50 and get the one with everything else on it?
Yeah, it was. He found one for 56. I found one on eBay for 52. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
I found it a little bit cheaper.
I figured if I dug around, I could probably find it better. But I was like, I got it for free from Amazon. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I had so many points on there.
So it looks like a heck of a deal, and I wanted a gun. When he told me about it, I was like, well, yeah.
I was saying I watched that review, and the guy was like floored about how high the quality was for $50.
Yeah.
It's Chinese though. How long it'll hold up?
It's a Chinese thing.
The
Can you
865
send me
B
or
plus
something?
or something.
Okay.
Do I?
Or 68.
Let's see if I can find it.
863 B plus.
863B plus.
See if I can find it. See if it'll just show up now.
'Cause it's, it was like a 852 or something. Was the original model, and it was pretty crappy. And then this is its redesigned upgrade, and it's still priced kind of low for the quality improvement, I guess.
See, it doesn't really look like that either. The one I bought has the meters on top. It doesn't
Yeah,
have
that's
the
not-
analog
That's
thing.
not it.
Sort of looks like that.
That was an 863D.
Sort of looks like that, only it's
Got two controllers.
got two controllers on them. I guess it's made by Sun K. I don't know. It's a Chinese brand.
Try 863 plus.
Without the D.
Without the
it's,
D.
it's B, not a D.
D.
B.
Big fan. Yeah.
Well, that
Nothing.
Take off the soldering. This looks, pretty sure it was 863.
Oh, I'm finding with that is an Anby's 60-watt iron.
Very
I don't think that was it. I don't think that's the right number. It should be it. It's 862.
Yeah, off by one.
So D. He's got a D in there still.
Yeah, it's an 862D.
You want the plus.
That's what it looks like.
Sagui. That's the name.
And that's 87 cents more than what I spent on mine. Yeah. Who knows? It's a Chinese brand. Who knows who really makes this stupid thing?
I was gonna say, it's unmarked, so it's probably some $300 or $400 kit that without the title on it.
It's probably something that they make for somebody else and
That's
put their
exactly what it
brand
is.
on it and then
Yeah.
sell it for $300. The Chinese are going, oh, stupid Americans! We make this for $20 and we can sell it for $50 and make money.
Yeah.
It says Fontana, California on that one.
Actually, the one that I bought said that it was over $100. It was $100 marked down to $52.
Yeah. I say on AliExpress they had them for like 150, but like I said, it had the it's got like a heater tray for the board reflow with the like a CNC controller that you put the heat fan or whatever, and it
Yeah,
would auto cycle through the board.
I don't think mine came with that.
Well, mine didn't either, but it doesn't say.
And
they
I don't.
were real popular on AliExpress with that config. So
But that's what we got. It looks like a decent. The reviews that I've seen about it say that it's high quality for what it is, and
yeah.
for $50 you can't really
Yeah, she said,
complain.
you ain't gonna get hurt if you're a casual solderer. It's a good box. You know, like but then that's the thing too. Is like if you want one that last you the rest of your life, $100 for the Heiko is a good one too. So it just doesn't have all the other toys on it, and it's a bit smaller.
Yeah. All I really cared about was the heat gun.
Yeah.
That's all I really wanted. But I figured for the price.
God, that's what I was like. I don't want to pay twice as much for just an iron.
So, there's that. Does anybody? I guess it's time to do project sharing thingy mabobs. Jim, you got a project sharing thingamabob?
Oh, I brought this in for Mark.
Oh,
That's the transformer. in
it's
case
yet
somebody else-
it's yet another Mark project thingy.
It's just a transformer to see if he wants it. It's a
Sparky.
220. What is it, Gail? 220, 120, 460.
Yeah, I think it's 460. It's
460,
reconnect it.
220, and 120. And it goes. Any of them can be the input or output. That's what she's saying. Telling me. And
You like to get electrocuted?
Go ahead and just
it's
plug
free.
that thing in, touch it.
460, 480.
Somebody does motor control stuff like that, which may be, we'll see. So that's it for me. That's my project. And the bird project, which most of you so.
You're up.
Other than this, I got nothing.
They probably didn't hear it. Me and you talked, but they probably
So-
didn't hear it.
This is the official meeting now. at 5:30, so.
So this is also a Mark's project, and he wanted to go for enough power that in the future we might have to cut back instead of forward. So this is an 8th gen i7 Intel NUC. I am amazed at how quick that thing goes. If you want, we can plug it in here.
What's the speed on it? What's your rate of speed?
Minimum is 1.8 gigahertz. Max is 3.8, I think. Something like that.
A multiple processor?
It says 4 cores. Linux says 8.
Well, Linux is counting the
thread.
The threading, yeah.
This
It's got to be at least a quad core.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
I7.
Can I get it for $150 now?
No. Now, as this sits with everything in it, this is $602.
Way more money than what any of us want to spend on a computer.
Those cheap guys?
Now, it may not run quite as quick because it's not going to have an internet connection. No.
We can download stuff like a bat out of hell, though. I mean, upload.
That's a great MD box, just saying.
Okay.
Video stream whatever you want from that.
No video.
Do they sell those secondhand cheap, the earlier ones? I'm looking for a...
I don't know. I'd never had one before. This is
University of Indianapolis sold 6 of them the other day for $200.
Yeah.
If you want a lower end processor, you can buy a new. I mean, that's fairly cheap.
I have no idea why
um,
it says no.
well, no, it comes up in text mode, which works fine on my stuff, but maybe not here. So let's see what it does. Okay. Honest, it's pretty damn quick.
If it went into standby.
Yeah, which I'd never tried that from the graphical screen. If it's at a text login, it just shuts down. Yeah. Well, it did pop up at one point.
I thought I
That's
saw
for- yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, it said Intel NUC.
It did. I saw it. It has to be. It has to.
Rebooted it.
It did.
It still doesn't go to the screen. That's weird.
Well,
It doesn't have to cast to the TV, does it?
No, it's not casting.
It's directly plugged in.
Yeah, there it is. It's HDMI.
I have no idea.
Okay, so it says no signal.
I mean, the TV's recognizing
Oh,
it
weird.
apparently.
Even gets a name.
Yes, but
And it goes away.
I don't know. It really does go quick. I mean, it is. It.
I believe
we'll blame it on the library because this
Yeah.
sounds like a library
It's a
problem.
live demo.
Yeah.
You had to select it.
I already did. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on the same HDMI port.
it's a mystery.
I don't know.
I
But
don't know either.
the fan was spinning probably quarter speed. It's quiet. I want to put a kilowatt on it and see how much power it uses because I honestly have no idea, but I'm pretty sure that right now it's under 30 watts. Here, plug yours back in. This ain't gonna work.
I have no idea
Silly.
why though. That just doesn't make sense. I mean, that's a newer device on a newer TV.
Yeah.
It should have worked.
You probably put that Linux thing on it. That TV's going, what's that?
Is it? Okay.
We don't talk Linux, but I'm running on Linux.
Linux, what's that?
Yeah.
So, what I'm assuming we'll do at this point, I can set it up. So I have a couple of domains that all resolve to my house. I can give this its own URL.
You have to do something.
And currently it's running SSH on port 9022 and it's got a web server
not
running
working.
on 9080. So everything plus 9000. And I can set up logins for everybody and it uses keys only. So it should be pretty secure. It's got Git, it's got Microsoft Visual Code. It's got
Usually I don't. Usually it just pops up there.
OpenCV, RobotOS, or ROS, whatever they want to call it.
Ross.
Ross.
ROS, okay.
Oh, we
And
broke
if
the TV.
there's anything else, oh, so
So,
that's nice. Oopsies.
I don't know if you wanted that on the recording or not.
oh, we didn't break the TV.
I'll message you.
Thank you so much. Is it for me?
No.
That's
Antique.
I sent it.
If that's antique,
I have
we're
one,
all
but it's not
antique.
working. What's
No
that?
signal.
It's a 8th gen i7.
Wow.
What is it?
And the
for
power
Windows?
supply?
Is it
Here,
the Windows key?
and this is the power supply to run it off
The
of
Windows
batteries.
key and something does the screen, right?
It's beautiful.
And
Windows and D for display. I don't know.
it comes with a little Visa mount.
All my stuff disappeared when I did that.
I have a new t-shirt.
There it is.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
Not seeing your laptop. kid.
What the heck did we do?
Reboot the TV.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
You already did.
I already did.
Yeah.
This is a Mark project.
Maybe switch inputs just because.
It was something. Try 3. Oh, there you go.
So she back away and then back again. Huh?
Switch it.
I have no idea. Why does it disappeared again now?
Click after 2.
Back
There you go.
Now it's
Is it on 2?
it's on 2. That doesn't make any
In the
sense.
camera.
No. Don't try to figure out reality here. We don't do reality. We never did.
Voltage converters.
It's the router.
They might use PLC.
We didn't break the TV, guys. It's
It's
bad.
on the wrong one.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense
So it was labeled the other way around.
because it was labeled the other way around.
Yeah, the Nook showed up on one.
I'm not going.
That's weird.
Let's.
We're not going there.
I don't know. I'm done. I have no idea.
Sometimes you just have to let it go.
I'm not even going to try to
It's the
figure that
ghost
one
of
out.
technology.
Stop messing. Ah, you broke
Taking
it.
off there.
Yeah, I gotta get that one, guys. But
Glad you dropped
Hey.
by.
guys, have a good one.
Got a long drive out to Denver.
No, I got security
Oh,
tonight, so but,
He actually has to work or
down
something.
one of the
Don't use
security thing
four-letter
next
words.
over
Mixed
in
up.
Springdale.
Yeah.
In a few minutes. So
Right.
Enjoy.
Is Frank gonna be there?
no.
He goes to eat at Frank Hill.
Frank knows some of those.
Alright.
That I know of.
So I guess we're up to me now.
Tap dance.
This is a marvel of technology.
I didn't recognize what it was.
39-year-old technology.
Yeah.
Candy.
Yeah. It's made in '88, so yeah. Right?
Oh, 88?
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought it was
I thought they were
before that.
earlier.
This one was made in '88.
Okay.
This one was made in '88. The 100s were out before that. But, so anyway, I've got a lot of vintage computers, and one of the things that I have been playing with is getting these things to do more than just be vintage computers. Ah! I broke my thing. So we got an ESP8266 as a node MCU and RS232.
And it has
Adapter.
more power than, oh.
Yeah, it uses more
Way
power
more.
than that. And because I wasn't really paying attention, I ordered the wrong plug, either on this end or on this end.
Gender.
I ordered the wrong gender, but I ordered some gender changers, so they're coming. That's why the big old long whatever that I've got to plug back in now. So there was a project called Wi-Fi Modem 64, which is running on this firmware, and it really was meant for the Commodore 64, but it works with everything. It doesn't care.
It's a serial.
It's a serial port. Let me plug this thing back in, and then we can fire it up. And put it in the right way. It's really good. It'll go to, you can telnet to it. You can set it up to like auto answer,
Mm-hmm.
and I can telnet from my machine into this machine. I have no idea why I want to, but I can. I can telnet out through the terminal and connect to like some MUDs and some other telnetable BBSs, which is kind of cool. It's still sort of pointless, and I can do like websites. I can go to websites, and the browser, there is no browser, so it's all text. And at 300 baud, it takes forever.
Is that as fast as the serial port will go?
No, the serial port will go faster. The 102 is a little flaky on a serial port. I think the best it'll do is 9600.
Okay.
It's probably done in software. It's not. I doubt it's got a serial chip in it, does it?
Yeah, it's got a.
Oh, really?
There's a
Does
real
it have a
serial-
UART?
Yeah, there's a real serial port in there, but it's. I think they capped it or something. I think they did something weird to it. Just plug it in still.
Well, it's an 8085. They probably used one of the. What is it? 8251? Is that the UART?
I couldn't tell you.
8255.
That was a parallel chip.
It did both. Gave you. You could use it as parallel or serial. And memory.
I went with the on this. I went with the Max 232 because it does all the
Level shifting.
and everything. I was like, thank God for a Max 232 because I don't want to do all that. And then I found this case that was not the right case, and I made modifications to it to make it. Oh, let's not put that in there. Vicente wants this. I've got to watch Vicente. He'll take off with this. We go into the terminal and we plug in the thing, and then everybody will have to gather around because you can't see what it's doing because
This lighting's not very good.
please work. Please be right. I probably got it all hooked up wrong.
It smells like it's hooked up right. Or rather, it doesn't smell like it's hooked up
You're
right.
Leo, aren't you?
Yeah, and you're mic one.
One of the mics.
All right. I'll come in here. Hey, Steve, I wanted to thank you for mentioning Solar. You mentioned you had a Pi that just ran Solar.
Mm-hmm.
So
There you go.
I've used it I didn't even know it existed. I've used it many times since you mentioned it. So
It's a great piece of software.
it is. I really like it.
Let's see.
He's got a Tandy. Circa 1988.
Oh, wires are falling out. A gender changer would be really handy at this point.
1983.
He said 88.
Say,
It's Tandy 102. I first
Maybe
programmed on
102. I thought it was
TRS
before.
80 with a
yeah,
model.
I have one.
Probably a Model 1.
The keyboard doesn't
Probably
work.
with the
Yeah.
green,
I bought the chips, but
green
I didn't
monitor,
know
had
repair.
the disc on the side.
Oh, it was integrated?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a Model 3. Then.
Was that a Model 3?
Model 3, yeah. I've got a 100 at the house. But the display, it's got lines in it now. Which is one of the things I'm hoping to fix with the heat gun.
And I think some of your pins are starting to come back out.
Did they come out again? See, if I would pay attention when I actually order crap, then I would get the right thing the first time.
Old transformer.
Well, you probably just
Yeah,
opened up the
it's,
wrong
uh,
shipment.
224, 60, 120. Used in
It's all blue light
control,
flash there.
Yeah,
Switch gear control.
nothing's happening now.
Brought it in from
Half
Mark.
the stuff came out over here.
It's available.
Ah, so the 102 apparently surface mount technology.
Yeah, the
Which
102
they
is.
claim made it more durable
Oh, yeah.
than the 100, which I apparently had through hole.
It made it smaller too.
The board.
the whole thing, the 100
A little bit thicker.
stands about yay taller. The keys are in a slightly different order, and I think it's just slightly larger this direction. So it made the 102 smaller.
I have either a 100 or a 102. I don't even remember. And it was branded. It didn't have the TI thing. It had some custom, company branding label on it.
Why isn't this working? It's the curse of the library. Unless.
What'd you guys do last week? I wasn't able to come.
We had an open meeting. Another open topic.
Was I here? I don't think I was here.
Not all here. No. No, you were here last
I
week.
was
This
here.
week before last year.
Yeah, it's the one. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't. 2 weeks
I
ago.
was here. It was an open
It
topic.
was the
I need a better plug, I think. I bet this thing doesn't have enough power to power that.
yeah, I wouldn't know opinion.
It has weak USB ports.
Hmm.
You want to try to power it and see if it does anything? Off of your laptop, Jim? Do you have a USB port on your laptop?
Hang on just a second. Which hasn't been charged since last meeting, by the way. But those things, these things usually have
Pretty good
last
battery
about
life.
12 hours. Yeah. The new Chromebooks, by the way, all the new Chromebooks are supposed to be able to boot Linux.
Cool.
It's a alternate
Get
key
it
thing.
where-
I have no idea, because this was working at the house. I have video. I have video on
There
my
you go.
phone.
That's a good idea.
Because it was
It's
working!
flashing.
That's
You want one of those?
It's a transformer from.
So the LED in here, is that just on
One
power, or
ten?
does
Yeah,
that?
it's just power.
Okay.
4640 or 40. Or
The
either
only thing
way.
I can think
It goes
is,
both ways. You go with a
you've got
460
these
or 220 or
in the wrong
It's
order.
from one,
yeah.
But it's
If Mark wants
So
one, I'll
this
get another
is-
one. I got another one. Gail's got another one. I'm giving away. That's
would
a-
have to
that's a
plug in
nice one.
like
That's
that.
industrial quality,
So that would be straight across.
American made. Hey,
No.
Yeah. That plugs in.
No. If they're this way, they're straight. If you turn it this way, though, you're doing side to side.
Then we're talking CTS and RTS next. Oh, God.
His brains, you can see it's.
If you're going pin 1 to 1, 2 to 2. So all you need should be 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah, well, 2, 3, and 5. I can do that. That's is that one?
Yes, they're labeled. They should be. There should be little tiny numbers on there. Little tiny.
I can see it.
Yeah, there's a little teeny tiny number. So
Okay.
2, 3, and 5, huh?
That's what you said, 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah. It's transmit, receive, and ground.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you require
And 7
hardware
is cache?
handshaking.
It shouldn't require handshaking and all that stuff.
So 1 should be this corner.
sure to say I know.
Yeah, but it's not. That's 5.
This should be 1, 2, 3. 5 should be the end.
I had this working at the house. I actually had this working until I came here and
This is
all the wires came out. This one more time. I like it. I like the idea, but it didn't work.
you need to flip 2 and 3.
Probably get your laptop back. Since it's not a USB port, it's
Probably end up like the TV.
See, I'm not really in charge.
No, you're in charge. It's official
I don't know what happened.
for now.
None of this makes sense.
What's it supposed to do?
It would say what it is and how to use it.
Oh, okay.
The laptop just probably pushes
Black.
away. Probably, I think it still keeps the USB, but
It's still on.
oh, okay. Jumper 2 and 3, and see if it talks to itself.
Yeah.
Like me.
You just take one. Yeah. That would be called local echo.
Yep.
I got Echo.
Okay, so that's good.
So it's in the little box.
It's in the box.
What's in the box?
It's in the box. The box is broken.
Well, last week I had my condenser fan motor.
Mm-hmm.
So my replacement, I got it in
Mhm.
this week, and it's run twice, which is twice as long as the first one ran. The second one, probably test it out again tomorrow.
So it does have a UART chip. It's the old IM6402, which I vaguely recall.
Yeah,
I got nothing on that.
I don't know what that is. I was fairly sure it had a real UART in it though.
There it is. Look at that transformer and see if you want one like it. You claimed that one before you came, but there's another one right
there's
behind
another
you.
one?
Yeah, just like it. That's industrial quality there.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can actually cast this,
Let me know if you want.
which I don't know.
One, I bring in one boat anchor at a time.
Yeah.
Speaking of boat anchors, who's going to Hamvention?
I know Ray is.
Oh, it is.
You gonna go, Leo?
I used to go.
I went years and years.
Years
That
ago.
ain't computer
I
actually.
the land
1998.
when Hamvention was at Hare Arena.
Yeah, that's why.
My wife's grandparents used to own that land. farm right there. So, I'm sorry, my wife's great grandparents. So, didn't know that one. So when I grew up northwest of Dayton, and we would go Hamvention to buy computer parts
Yeah.
cheap and build computers. Always had to sacrifice some blood on those cheap
Up
stamped
near Sydney,
cases.
or did you live near Sydney, or?
I don't know if you know where
County.
Greenville is.
Oh,
where
yeah,
Dark County
Dark
Fair.
County.
So we still go up every year to the Dark County Fair.
Made right.
Yep, made rights. I was in the guard. The guard ended up in Greenville. And when lunch was bad, we'd always
Go to the Made right.
Yep.
It's a brick building. They have these loose hamburger sandwiches. They use a cement trowel to put it on the bread.
They steam hamburger, and it's got pepper and sugar in it.
It's sugar.
And it's just loose, and then you get it with cheese, and man, they're so
Very
good.
delicious.
And the whole wall, the whole side of the building's covered with gum.
You gotta come in. You gotta put your gum on the wall, and
Gum
then
on the wall.
it's called the Made Right in Dark, and they take a power washer and blow it off every once in a while, so they can start from.
Get fresh, yeah, fresh space.
It's been there since Jesus, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's
A long time. Very delicious. I can't describe it. It's
All right, let's try this. Let's see if this actually works.
they got an outdoor picnic. A lot of people on bikers, like Gold Wing clubs,
Yeah.
go up there. 30, 25 of them out there eating egg right hamburger sandwiches.
Yeah.
Zero equal zero.
It's a good thing you're playing this video because I didn't believe you before. You had
Yeah.
I know nobody believes me. When my stuff doesn't work, nobody believes that it actually works.
But it's a router, you know.
Take ATK. I'm connected at 300 baud.
Ooh.
I don't see anything, so I
Turn
touched
the
up.
phone around.
And over here,
Actually, the I recorded the video wrong.
it's here.
So
You don't see it on this screen. But you see it on this screen. So, conceivably,
it
we
works.
could use this for a BBS.
BBS.
300 baud. Ooh,
Smoking out.
the good old one.
Two,
The good old days.
ESP 8266 node MCU. A Max 230.
I bet what I did is I bent those pins when I shoved it in that case.
Wires, a 9-pin.
So you didn't.
25 pin.
There's I see it's all
Serial
loose
port adapter.
I bet I destroyed the stupid thing when I shoved it all into this case.
Is called Wi-Fi 64, and it was originally
So
meant for the Commodore 64.
my video is not great, but you can see it works.
Used with
Mm-hmm. Cool.
anything that's got serial port, really.
Where'd you get this old
Set up
102?
I've actually had it for years. I don't know where I honestly don't know where I acquired that one from. Maybe one of the Hamventions, maybe eBay. I've got 3 or 4 of those. I've got a couple of 100s. I've got the NEC model.
Keep chomping.
Um,
You love one, would you?
I've got a couple of the 102s.
Just build one himself. Scale model.
I've got a Commodore 64 and a Apple IIc and a TI 99, and he's running away.
That's enough. That'd scare most people. Yeah.
What's the
They're
power
talking like
supply?
that.
He's writing
6 volt.
something down.
I mean, is it
Four AA batteries.
So many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, there's 4 AA batteries in that sucker, and they'll run for days on that thing.
No.
Weeks.
Wait for it.
It will. It'll run.
Yeah.
It'll run forever on
It's
that.
very
I've
low
never
power. Everything's
wanted to get
CMOS.
Commodore
It's
64.
ADC
Yeah, it's like
85.
Pi Zero inside of it and run a Commodore 64
Well, everything except for you.
emulator.
I just acquired a Pi 1541, which is a disk drive emulator for the Commodore 64. So now I can play, because my discs have slowly degraded,
Yeah.
but now I can play my games again because I can put them all on an SD card and load them up.
All of them. No matter how many you have, they'll all fit on
Oh,
the
yeah.
SD.
I've got, well, let's just, I've got 10,000 and some odd disk images.
Really? Holy cow.
I thought it was going to take a lot of room, so of course I used a 64 gig SD card. It was 1.7 gigs worth of stuff. And I'm like, oh, God, I could have got away with like an 8 gig card.
I mean, the floppy only held, what 170K or
174, yeah.
Wow. I'm sure all yours were notched, right? So you use the backside.
Most of them were, yeah. Of those 10,000 discs, I only play a handful of things, so
Yeah.
really a 64 gig SD card is like way overkill for.
You know, that reminds me of, so I was with a group of guys, we all had Ataris, and there was some like Ferrari GT disk drive that my rich friend had. I don't know, it was like a $400 disk drive for us, you know, for the $149 computer, but he took this thing apart and he could slow down the drive to write bad sectors to because some of the disk protection, I think it was some baseball game.
Yeah.
It's the game that's in Princess Bride that the little kid's playing at the beginning. He's sick in his bed. He's playing. It's that game. It's something pitch. I don't know. Anyway, that had bad sector protection, so we could create our own bad sectors by just slowing the drive down while I was writing, and so we could all share our games that way. So anyway, fun old stuff.
The Pi 1541, it's like almost complete true emulation of
That's
the
awesome.
drive,
Yeah.
and so you can do the bad sector stuff with it. And
That's great.
I plugged my fast load cartridge in, and it was like cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and the hat was only like $40 for, you know, $35 for the Raspberry Pi. So really wasn't
Nice.
all that expensive to do it,
That's cool.
and it doesn't take up any room on my table now with a bunch of discs that don't work.
Could I ask the group an opinion question?
Maybe.
You have to ask each of
If
us.
he's done.
He's a director.
Okay.
I guess you're allowed to ask an opinion question. Yes. Yes.
I have a friend who has a property out in Lebanon. It's really nice. And he has a gate because his house is 300 feet back from, and it's situated behind, if you drive over a creek, it's situated where two creeks come together. It's beautiful. It's ideal. But his wife hated it, and so they have a different house. But he couldn't bring himself to sell it, and he couldn't get what he wanted for it. So he Airbnb'd it, and it's quite expensive, and to rent it. But I guess there's lots of rich people that want houses out in the country instead of hotels. So, but this gate is problematic. He asked my help, and I've refurbished some of the gate, and it's working really well. However, it occasionally would lose power and it wouldn't work. And it was a GFCI was tripping, so I threw up my hands, and I just after replacing the GFCI circuit outlet, I just replaced it with a regular outlet. So, you know, I think I don't know what it was picking up, but it was tripping. So the thing has been working good. The problem is if he has a guest and the gate won't open, then they're stuck in there, and that would be bad. Or if they can't get in it because there's nobody been out there for a couple weeks. So I wanted a Internet of Things monitor, a Pi or an Arduino that could just check that the thing has voltage, and then let somebody know, not me, but let someone know. So the house has internet. The house is, I don't know, 300-400 feet away. So Aurora or there's many ways I could, a device could sit there and be powered, and talk back to the house, which has Wi-Fi, or I have personal experience with just having a SIM card in it and sending out a very small packet, like a daily keep alive, or an hourly keep alive, and then a home on battery power, multiple alerts kind of thing. I just didn't know, and that appeals to me more than dealing with a router in the house and guests and all that stuff.
Cheapo camera on it. And
Well,
you can just check it.
I was just curious, what would people, if you were doing this, is it better to have fewer points of failure or not rely on a 3G network that might go away versus having, just access to an internet
I don't think
spot?
I don't
What's-
think
what-
I don't think your 3G is going to go away anytime soon, but it will go away eventually.
I'm not afraid of the cost because like a hologram IO card, it's
Yeah.
it's 5 cents a text or whatever. Or the
Yeah,
data's
no,
really
it's
cheap.
not. It's not the cost, but
And he's
I
got
think
the money.
eventually it will go away.
I would just like to give him something that would work. He's not going to be a hands. I don't want to have to support his whatever the solution
Right.
is. So
You don't want to have to be the one that goes out there and fixes stuff.
if I lived there, it wouldn't bother me at all. I was like, oh, the gate doesn't open. Just pull the pin and let it swing it open and let the batteries recharge. But that's not the situation. He kind of has to work.
I have a commercial 3G enunciator, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. Sends text messages when we lose power, that sort of thing. I'll get one after this meeting at 7:35 from it because once a week it sends out a test message, but it's got 2 physical I/O pins that it can tell you the state of. You can send it a text message and it tells you
That sounds perfect.
it's about $180.
And we'll respond and say, yep, everything's good.
Mhm.
I'm alive and
Yeah.
whatever I'm
Or-
monitoring is good.
Or you can set it up so that you've got one pin for a relay on the power line, because you don't want it to actually you don't need to do that. It can also tell you when it's running on battery. It has a 9-volt battery in it. So I get a text message if it goes on battery, and I get a text message if anybody opens up the server room door after 5 p.m. and before 7 a.m. It's relatively inexpensive. I don't remember what the model number is, but I can get it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect because again, if it was me, I wouldn't even. Maybe I would use a Pi A because it's for $20. If I was or a Zero with headers, which is 14, or if I'm super cheap, I would use the $5 Zero and just solder a couple leads on it, and I would have 2, and I would use those little LoRa chips or whatever, to talk back to each other. But this sounds perfect because,
You
like
really,
I said, I don't want to support. I don't want to support whatever.
It comes with a
thing
manual.
I
You can
come
hand
up-
it to them.
Yeah. Okay.
I will tell you this.
That sounds great.
It's a pain in the rear to program. It's got a numeric keypad on it, and so to add a number is take it out of run mode, put in the code.
Man.
I
Once it's set up, though, it's good.
yeah, yeah, and I will give, this thing
Okay.
went a year without ever rebooting or anything, and the battery's been in there for 2 years. I got to restart it just to put in a new battery. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I've got it set up so that one of the relays is on the back of a Nagios machine, and if anything creates a Nagios alert, it sends that out.
That's cool. When you change the battery, put in a lithium ion volt, so that'll last 5 years.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
don't have to reboot it for 5. Might even last
Mhm.
10, especially if it's not using it. If it's just
Yeah.
there for backup, that'll last 5 or 10 years. Last longer than your.
What's a
Service
lithium
one.
ion non battery cost? And are they rechargeable?
No,
Okay. Huh.
they're like those, those 3-volt, the fat stubby ones that go in like motion detectors.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They're not rechargeable, but they're super long life.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But I don't know. That might be $6 for one
Yeah.
battery. I don't know.
That actually sounds like what you need, but I was going to say, for the LoRa stuff, you really don't need 2 Raspberry Pis to do that. You may not even really need 2 Raspberry Pis at all. You can do that with microcontrollers and still have it send you an alert over like the internet or something.
I assume you have to have something on the receiving end to then generate that.
You hook. I just put it away. You can hook your LoRa board up to a ESP8266,
Mm-hmm.
and the 8266 connects to your Wi-Fi, and
Got it.
I mean that's pretty much all the boards that I had were pretty much 8266s, except for one.
Okay.
And you can put a token.
Like I said,
on
I
the
would
Pi
do.
Yeah,
so that it can connect to your Gmail.
yeah.
And have it send an email.
Well, you can do stuff like that with the 8266. I can
Really?
Yeah, I can send an alert to my Gmail. I can send it to the text. I can send a text message from it.
Okay, that's very cool.
But I mean, that's just what he's got. Probably would work better for you. But I'm just don't think that you need a Raspberry Pi to make some of that stuff work,
I will
because
give this.
you don't.
It is
Bulletproof and stupid
Version
is
3.
is a good solution.
Yeah.
For this situation. So.
Yeah, no, it sounds like what he's got
Yeah.
would work much better than anything that
Mine-
we could cobble together.
Mine has a Ting card in it, and it's been $13 a month for 4 years now. About once a year, I give the company, because it's my card. So once I had one I was going to put in another project. Once a year or so, I give the invoices to the company, give me my $120. If you
Like I
take,
said, you could switch to a hologram card and
Yeah,
probably be a lot.
yeah, I've never
cheaper.
heard of hologram.
hologram. They were they had a board that was a microcontroller with it was a cell phone microcontroller, and they're a cell company that has their own thing. I think they're out of Chicago.
Hmm.
It'd probably be more like if you're only sending a text, a few alert texts, it's probably gonna be $1 a month.
Yeah,
So you
hologram.
could put $10 on the thing and it'll last all year.
They
Okay.
they have a SIM that you can activate. I think it gives you a meg of data for free
Yeah.
every
Nice.
month,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
their texts. You can have it. You can set it up to set a text like once a day, and you're not using any data to really do that.
Yeah, yeah. At my probably 6 messages a month, I'm using less than 2K. So
But yeah, you're spending way more money than you need to.
yeah. I'm not.
Well,
I'm just loaning the money.
somebody's spending
Yeah.
more than they
So,
need to.
when I look into hologram cell service, I find how I can make holograms with my cell phone.
Yeah.
It's hologram.io. It's
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
a company.
They were on Kickstarter. That's
It used to be called something else, and they changed the name.
hologram.
I learned so much just sitting here in a little walk, just soaking
Maybe.
it in.
Maybe hologram was something else. I know particle used to be Spark.
Yeah. I have an original particle from the Kickstarter.
Yeah. I didn't get in on them with the Kickstarter, but somebody at the group had a Spark, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, I just funded.
He's another me.
Well, I tried to stay off of Kickstarter, but I just saw something and it was just too cool to. It was the. Hold on, I'm sorry. What's it called? I got the email, so. Switch over to my garbage email. There it is. Pocket Screen.
Pocket screen.
World's smallest Arduino compatible multi-tool. Go to Kickstarter and look at Pocket Screen. I thought it was pretty cool.
Don't see it. I don't see it. Pocket screen.
Yeah, one word.
Oh, one word. That might make a difference. It's a teeny tiny Arduino.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
It's got a built-in lithium-ion charging circuit.
It's the processor.
It's a little.
Was a Sam something.
It's probably the SAM D21 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. Enough with the commercial.
I don't normally buy crap like that, but I don't know. I thought, for $30, $33, whatever.
There's your emblem there.
Yeah. Arduino emblem. I thought it was cute. And I've got a couple months to figure out what to do with it. So.
That's like in pounds, isn't it? That wasn't dollars.
It's euros.
It's in euros, yeah.
I can see it.
But the euro used to be, or maybe that was the pound. Something that was like $2.2 to one. Now it's almost 1 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, D21.
Yeah.
That's what they use in the some of the official Arduinos
Yeah.
use that same process.
Like the Arduino Zero, I think,
yeah,
uses that.
How
Oh, yeah,
are
it
they?
even says that on the page, so.
How do they know it's the world's smallest Arduino? So I have seen some pretty darn small Arduinos.
tiny Arduino.
Yeah, that's
the guy's
one
up in
square
Akron
inch.
or
The
somewhere?
guy up in Akron
Yeah.
makes a real small one. Yeah.
It's not the smallest Arduino. It's the smallest multi-tool. like a multi-pass.
Okay,
Because it's got
because it's got the screen and the SD card and
the charging circuit, and it's got a bunch of stuff on it. Some built-in buttons and crap. So.
okay.
What's the possibly Wi-Fi? Or there two
Oh,
two
if
versions
they
of them?
if they make, it's a stretch goal. So if they get like 22,000, they'll integrate a Wi-Fi module into it.
They got 32 days to go. They'll probably make the goal. So.
I'm pretty sure. So that was in my Google feed, which I don't normally pay too much attention to, but I don't know, it piqued my interest, and then I thought, what the heck.
I, speaking of Kickstarter, see if I can find it. I don't remember what it was called. Text to speech. This is the one I backed not too long ago. Because I like things that talk.
Hi. Simple text to speech.
Okay.
So it's a board that reads
The SD card.
off the SD card
Yeah.
and interpret. Okay, so
It's
purpose-built hardware.
It's got it's got another. I think it's a SAM processor that's on it, and says it can be upgraded and whatever. He's out of Canton, so he's up there near wherever.
That's cool.
The only thing that I saw that was, I mean, it's a little slow. The speech seemed like it was, but you can.
Wasn't there? I thought I saw recently a new speech hat for the Raspberry Pi.
Maybe.
I don't know if it was on Kickstarter or where it was.
If you got a Pi, why not just do
People-
software?
I don't know.
People do. Speech seems to be a big thing that people always want to try to make them do.
Yeah, but if you're on a microcontroller, I mean that's three wires. And that's,
Yeah,
you're not going to do it otherwise, right?
he broke it out. It's serial, so it's TTL UART, and he broke it out so you got 5 volts and 3 volts, so you could use it with everything that's on the market.
That's cool.
And it seems to me like I did not spend $33 on this, but it's $33. Seems like I got in on the ground floor or
Did
something.
you get the super early bird?
Maybe $24. That has to be me, because I'm cheap.
Well, you're one of the first 50. That's good.
I was, I think I was like 20 or something like that.
Cool.
But seems like it's a good thing, and I didn't even realize he was from Ohio until I sit there. I backed it, and then I went and read what it was, because I was like, yeah, that looks good. Because that's
So-
my addiction.
Do you get your money back if they don't meet their goal?
No.
No, this is not a store. Kickstarter's not a store. So, in fact, I backed something that I'm not sure actually existed. I think it was all CAD
They don't
files.
take the money until
They get the.
it's over.
It's
And-
reserve it.
No. When the campaign is over, so 41 days, if they got the money, they give all the money to the person,
Yes.
and there's no oversight. They can just take it and go to
Yeah.
go to Acapulco or something. So, but most,
That's where the dev team is.
and I think I paid $7 for the USB charger that could connect either way several years ago, which is a vapor product. So I think they got $1 million.